Hi class, welcome back to the 7th lecture of the course. Mm, Today's topic will be a continuation of the previous one. In our previous class, we talked about system where we have to understand that everything around us is and operated on a system where everything moves every day bit by bit towards a goal. Your life also may be similar. Every day, most of us might not have a goal, but we do have a routine. We do have our obligation, our commitment to our job, our life, our family that we have to go through. And we find that although two people might do the exact same thing, but the outcome and their feeling towards it and everything about it changes if one has a goal and one doesn't. Every day, if we don't have a goal of why we are doing what we're doing, why we are waking up early in the morning to prepare ourselves for work, why we have to endure different heartaches and pain that we go through emotionally without being able to answer why, it's quite difficult for us to remain alive and lively every day. To make sure that our life, our goal is truly fruitful, we must order our mind so that system arises to support us. If waking up, you have a goal that today I will meditate for 30 minutes, your mind will rearrange all information. The way your pattern and behavior works will shift. All the effort, all the attention, everything will help push you toward sitting down and meditate for 30 minutes. Even though it might be really early in the morning and you feel quite sleepy. And even if you don't achieve it that day, but you know that when you make that decision, all of the resources, all the energy are pushed toward making it happen. I find it myself very difficult to get up in the morning and meditate. Um, Due to various reasons, not being able to sleep at night, not going to bed early, and having to wake up in the middle of the night because of this or that. But every day I try my best to set a goal that I want to wake up at this time a bit 30 minutes an hour before my usual wake up time to sit up and meditate. Um, every day, although ways to go, I find that it is improving. Although I haven't yet able to sit up and meditate for 30 minutes or for 1 hour, the progress I made from not being conscious at the time that I want to wake up to being conscious but don't have the strength to get up to having the strength to sitting up actually to close my eyes but only last for like 3 seconds and I fall asleep again toward 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes, all because I have a goal. Which is why the Buddha put ordering your mind as number one tool. And he proceeded immediately by two other tools too. He said, in all of the 84,000 discourses that he taught, of the 84,000 tools in Buddhism, these two tools, knowing and knowing clearly, is the one that we have to have to be most grateful of. He praises, he gave high praises to these two different tools, knowing and knowing clearly, for that it enables everything that precedes it, all the 84,000 discourses that precedes it, it requires knowing and knowing clearly to enable its soul. But these two tools requires ordering to come about. That's why the order of these tools and its order of its importance is one, ordering your mind, two is ordering your mind to know, and thirdly, to know clearly in what you're knowing. Why is that? Because it allows us to set a goal and maintain us in a system. Just like my previous example of want to get up and meditate. If I don't make that goal, if I don't tell myself, then make that intention, I would never ever want to wake up in the morning because sleeping is nice. But because I see the value in it, before I go to sleep, I made that goal. When I made that goal, mentally behind the scene, it set a timer. Your mind will know when to wake you up. I find that every day, if I set a goal that I want to wake up at 5, I will immediately wake up at 5. Begrudgingly or not, but there'll be a reminder, hey, it's 5 already, and I have to open my eyes. You'll find that if you, before going to a busy room, or before leaving your house, if you set a goal, tell your mind that, hey, remind me to um, grab my keys before I left out, or close the oven, or close whatever it is, the AC, before I left, you'll find that if you make it a habit, before you leave, your mind will remind you. Before you get out, you say, hey, close the AC, or close the oven, or unplug something. This is because our mind, although seem mysterious to most people, but it is very easy to understand. Let's look at our counterpart, the mind's counterpart. That's our body. And the Buddha said, if we understand this counterpart of our mind, then we will understand the mind itself. Meaning, if we understand our body, then we will understand our mind. He thought 45 years of his life now, teaching 45 years of his tenure as a teacher, teaching mostly people who are uneducated, have no academic skill apart from social skill and labor skill to make a living, to grow crops, grow animals, and to sell them off. So the way he explained to the populace at the time is that he brought up a question. He said, don't you notice when you fall sick, we would often, our parents would often tell us to drink something, a nutrient drink like milk that is mixed with honey or here or there, or eat something nutritious that farmers and people at a closer class have access to, and take plenty of rest. Make sure that you cover yourself to make it warmth, and take care of your body by brushing or wiping your body often. We find that although we don't know what causes those disease or those illnesses, but after a few days, we do get better. He also made another analogy saying that if we do the exact opposite, while being healthy, we neglect our body, that we don't take proper care of it, our health will disappear and sickness will arise as a result. So he said that there's this automatic system that we have within ourselves that is always on all the time. But depending on what we put in, what fuel or energy we put in, it will yield different results. The mind are able to, your mind also have this automatic system within yourself, ourself. Everyone has it. But just like the body, that have to be maintained, be well fed, so that our physical form will bear the fruit that we want, be it healthy, lively, having that vitality and longevity. We also have to find ways to make sure that our mind is also healthy, lively as well. The question becomes, what should we feed our mind then? We look around us. We have been doing it every day already. By spending our hard-earned cash, resources, time, we indulge ourselves in our eyes, ears, nose, taste, and touch. Having fun indulging those things. And that's good. That's nice. Because we find that when we have trouble and suffering, that's the route that we take to help ourselves not feel pain. But because people neglect the fact that it is not the object that they indulge in, but rather the feeling that they seek, then we can, therefore, with that as clarity, it's not the object but the feeling that we seek, which is this feeling that somehow help us heal from our mental wounds, from our suffering, chaos, blurriness, confusion. Then there is a different type of way to bring about happiness in our life. That different path is a path of seclusion. Feeling lively, happy, lovely when you walk alone in the park, when you sip your coffee or your tea at a cafe early in the morning, when you enjoy the view from your balcony, when you on the beach, listening into the seashore, the wave crashing in and out. Those are the feelings that you find once you come in contact with it, uplift your mind, and somehow cleanses yourself. These feelings are all around us, in trees, in animals, in people. Now, they are wonderful smiles, virtues, kindness, compassion, in things that might seem mundane to you, but if you will organize the things around you, make your room neat and tidy, those things from that cleanliness, organizational things, bring about clarity in your minds too. Animals as well, those cute puppies, kittens, they do their own stuff, being their own dummy, you find that really adorable. And from that, you also gain this happiness as well. The Buddha said all these feelings, together with positive thought of your goal, of your passion, of your family, friends, are all are all the tools that we have around us that will help bring us our mind positive energy to push us forward every day. But he said those things sometimes might come far and few between. But there's one thing that we can do that will brings about positive energy within ourselves very easily just by ordering your mind. And that thing is one, knowing, ordering your mind to know and knowing clearly. We look back at ourselves throughout our life before we practice mindfulness meditation. We sit down with our eyes closed on the bus, on the train, in class, in our travels, commute, but find no effects. Rather, we close our eyes and we wander off to our imaginary lands, filled with stories of past or future, some nice, some pleasant, some not so much. But but things started to change when you close your eyes and you tell your mind to focus on a spot. Your breath, your posture, your mantra, your visualization, or your mental object. You'll find that as you tell your mind to notice that thing, that object, and keep on knowing clearly of what that is, after some time, your mind calms down. All the confusion, all the chaos, distraction fades away. And that tranquility, serenity start to come about. That is because the Buddha discovered that when your mind knows clearly in what you're knowing, easily achieved by telling the mind what to perceive, in that state of clarity, knowing clearly, your mind pulls up positive energy all the same. Although it might not feel wonderful in the beginning, but energy is being flowed up. This energy is used to run your mind automatic system that cleanses the pollution that plagues you, that troubles you, that bombards and gives you pain and suffering. Just like our body, taking in wonderful meals, water, wonderful rest, and some medication. Just by intaking those resources, those energy, the mind takes those energy and does its magic. Now distributing all those nutrients and energy throughout their body, running the immune system to make sure that it has the energy it needs to get rid of all those viruses. Of course, it will take time, nah? A day or two, a week or two. Same with medication pills as well. Effectiveness comes after 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. We see the same pattern happening with ourselves when we practice mindfulness too. We close our eyes, we know clearly about our breath, and we wait, knowing clearly every single moment, intake, outtake, in breath, out breath, our posture, our mantra, our visual object. After 5, 10, 20 minutes, you say, whew, man, only a moment ago are my minds chaotic, but right now, not sure what happened, but it's just nice. No more wandering mind, no more thought. I'm able to concentrate for longer, be more stabilized, able to see things more clearly. This is because you give that time. You are the one who just who are the one who orders your mind to know clearly. By doing merely that, the rest happen automatically. Energy being pulled up automatically. The system runs to clean the pollution automatically. Pollution decreases for your distraction to also decrease. Happiness arises as pollution fade away and purity comes up. And all these things happen just because you order your mind to know clearly and do just that. For that the rest are automatic. It is the job for the mind to do so. Just like your job is just to eat, to drink, and to sleep properly, your body will take care of you. In our previous lecture, we emphasized the importance of roles and responsibility, of the burden of you, of the burden and who and what burden each we focus on the burden and to categorize and to point out to you where does the burden actually lies on. We find that to make the water sweet, our job is just to learn the proper tools that will bring about sweetness. And just by simply using the to put in the water, the sugar itself that holds sweetness will present its value to make the water sweet naturally. The burden to make the water sweet doesn't lie on me, but rather on the sugar itself. It is the tool that holds the burden. You are just the one who need to know, study, understand the tools around you and use it properly. Same with this. We understand that our job here, our role, our responsibility is just to know clearly all the time. Achieved by telling the mind to know of our breath. When you do that, you know that you're knowing your breath. How are you sure? Ask yourself right now, what am I conscious of? What am I aware of? If you order your mind to know the top of your head, and you ask that question afterward, what am I knowing? What am I perceiving? You said, oh, the top of my head. Now for that, just by telling your mind where to be, you already create that clarity by yourself. That's why these three tools come together to order your mind to know clearly. And knowing clearly happens easily by the first, by ordering your mind. When you do that, everything behind the scene kicks off once again, just like I mentioned. So therefore, the catchphrase here, now the key principle you to understand in your meditation practice is to order your mind to know clearly in what you're knowing all the time without skipping a beat. To shorten it, order your mind to know. and keep knowing clearly. That's it. So in practical terms, if your object is your breath, what you do is, before you start to meditate, tell yourself, tell your mind gently, feel my breath, to know your breath. When you do so, your consciousness will be right here on your breath. You'll perceive all the intake and outtake that you take, that you have. With that, the automatic system starts running. With that, you're pulling up energy already, and everything start to initialize and runs. Pollution inside your mind and body decreases right away. So what I do is I order my mind to be at my breath. I feel, observe the inhale and exhale. As long as I can maintain concentration, I know my limit. I know that I can only maintain this clarity for 3 seconds. So before the 3 seconds up, I tell my mind once again, know my breath. And that refreshes the clarity. Therefore, my concentration, if left is by on devices, lasts for 3 seconds, but now lasts for 6 because I ordered it second time. Before it fades away, the second time I order my mind again to feel my breath. Then I extend my concentration 3 more seconds. And again, and again, and again. Always telling my mind to feel my breath every time I feel like I need it to refresh my concentration. And it's this manualness that creates that prolonged concentration. This can be done with the top of your head, your posture, your body scan, your belly, your butt, anything at all. Even your mantra too. Mantra, the best way to use it is to know clearly of each syllable or of the mantra itself. Some people, when they use mantra, it's a repetition. Samma arahang, samma arahang, or know my breath, or putto, putto, whatever it is. And they find that if they don't have the clarity on each syllable or the word itself, it will just become a white noise. Putto, 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 and their mind go somewhere else, but they say putto, putto, putto. This doesn't work. To make it proper, to make sure that your mantra is actually an anchor for you, for your mind, we say put, to, put, to. Know clearly of each syllable. Or samma arahang, samma arahang, or whatever your mantra is. The point is, we're gonna create an anchor, and create a signal for us to latch onto. The other form of creation you can use is visualization or mental object. You can think of a crystal ball, of a sun, a moon, ice cream, poppy, whatever it is. But don't focus on the clarity of that mental object, because that's not the point. The point is, you know that this image, the blob that you created, is an ice cream. This blob, this mess in front of you that you can see like 10% is a poppy, is a moon, a sun, your loved ones. Because when you don't, for a fact that this blob is that thing, you are knowing clearly. And the clarity will comes automatically as your mind get rid of the pollution behind the scene. And that's it. That's the principle of meditation. You'll find that there are many, many amazing tools around you that can create those feelings. We observe them, look at them, people, things, animal every day, but we fail to feel the essence of it. So therefore, every day as you go around operating in your life, when you look at the sky, you tell your mind, you teach your mind, hey, that sky is vast and open. It's bright, vast, open, lively, cloudy. By saying that, you're able to feel the sky, feel the vast openness. When you look at the trees around you and you see the green, the lusciousness, the vibrancy, the life freshing, the nature, tell your mind, hey, that's those trees, those whole liveliness, freshness. pleasantries by telling your mind that the feeling arises within you. When you look at waterfall, water stream, even if you don't see it but you hear it from an audio, nah, a YouTube video, for example, you teach your mind, hey, that waterfall, those sounds hold tranquility, freshness, this nice cold feeling. When you tell your mind that, the feeling arises within you. And our job here is to hold that feeling by telling your mind, know this feeling, know the tranquility, know the freshness, know the vast openness, and keep this feeling alive. Everything around us, people, things, animals hold this essence that you have to learn, to study, understand, to recognize the Dhamma, as we mentioned before, the tools around you have to know, study, and understand so that you can know how to use them, how to utilize them. And to use it properly, have to order your mind to know clearly of that tool and its properties. Yeah. So therefore, take your time every day to look around and teach your mind what wonderful things, feeling those does people, things, animal holds within themselves, right? In natures too. And when you sit down, close your eyes, practice, keep on practicing to order your mind to know clearly of that object of your meditation. Before we end this class, I'll recap with a keyword and key point. The keywords in this lecture are three things. Know, order your mind to know and know clearly. These are the keywords. The key point of this is that when you order your mind to know, or when you order your mind, when you order your mind, you have set a goal. When the goal arises, system arises to help you get to that goal. When you order your mind to know, knowing or clarity, mindfulness is the goal. Will be effective if and only if you know clearly in what you're knowing. Because when you have that clarity, your mind become right, pulls up positive energy. Yeah. That energy will be used by the mind to clean all the pollution inside yourself that plagues you, gives you troubles, distraction, all the stress, anxiety, guilt, shame, and all those negative feelings. After a while, give it time, give it space, keep on knowing clearly on your object. Your mind will feel better, you will feel better, as the pollution decreases and purity increases. Yeah. The homework for today and for the rest of the days is two things. Number one, to look around you and to study and learn all the tools that exist around. In people, in things, in animal. You see people smiling, you see that smile and you hold that smiles in yourself. Nurture it, capture it. When you see people giving, helping, you see that generosity, that love and kindness, that compassion, and you hold it. You feel it, you know clearly of it. When you look at the sky, the vast openness, you see it, you teach your mind, hey, that is vast open feeling that the sky capture, the skies hold, and you hold it in yourself. In trees, in animal, in things, in objects. With that, your life become a school. Every day, your life become a classroom where every single day, every single moment, you start to learn new and new things, new and new amazing tools that you have at your disposal. That practicing of ordering your mind to know and know clearly of the tools around you will help in your meditation practice. When you close your eyes, you will know to order your mind to be with your object, to be with happiness, with tranquility, with your breath, with your posture, with your mantra, with your visual object, and to know clearly of that fact again and again, to prolong that concentration. Which leads me to the second homework today, is to make it a habit. Order your mind to know and know clearly of these amazing tools again and again and again. Uh, To help with that, we create reminders, symbols around our place, our space, our home, in your workplace, in your phone, in your on your picture frame, whatever it is that you interact with the most. That symbol to remind you to remind yourself, to order your mind to know clearly in your object, to learn to discover the amazing tools around you. In the beginning, you're gonna have to order your mind manually first. Know my breath, know my breath, know my breath. But when it become a habit, when you create these tendencies out, it is your habit that will help you in the future. Walking around unmindful, your mind will say, hey, remember, be mindful, be conscious. This is because your habit is helping you right now. So today, we help protect our habit so that tomorrow our habit will help protect us, right? So thank you very much for listening. Now, if you have a question, please to write it down so that you can ask it in the comment section or in the group chat. Also, a reminder that this class and the previous class is very important. Make sure you understand everything very clearly, for that these two classes are the platform, the foundation that you're going to use for future classes. System, goal, prioritization of goal. Because there's a goal, there's a system and processes that help to achieve that goal. Very important. Ordering your mind so that a goal is created. To create system processes, very important. Knowing and knowing clearly, very important as well, for that it will pull up positive energy to let the system run toward your goal. That's why these prioritization of your goal itself, system processes, ordering your mind to have a goal, knowing and knowing clearly these 7 things will help you ace this course. Even if you stop right here and don't study any further, just by knowing this core principle, you will have a happy life because every day you're allowing your good system to clean all the pollution out of your head, of your mind. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next class. Okay.